All right. So the reason why Doja Cat will not get cancelled is simply because the reality of life is you really cannot cancel anybody. Yeah. Let's go deep into the root of the actual problem. Yeah. The root of the problem is she was living her life. Yeah. Doing what she regularly does, right? Because clearly, from a apology statement, it's something she regularly does, right? And the days that it was posted or whatever was not that long ago. So it's like you have to look at it from that context, yeah, and just be like, okay, well, who actually exposed her, and why did they expose her? Did they actually have a phone conversation with her, or face to face in whether it's over the phone or FaceTime or whatever the case is? Did they get in contact with her and let her know this is a problem, and they presented solutions for her to actually take and do to actually solve that problem? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know, because I don't get this whole exposing someone and like what the fuck do you want? It don't make sense to me. Like, I'm not trying to defend her or anything, because at the end of the day, I'm seeing a particular pattern. The pattern is someone, usually is someone that has no no followers, no flipping pictures, and they flipping say something, say leave a comment out somewhere, trying to say some mean stuff. Not mean stuff, but like they're trying to say something, and they're trying to get debate. They're trying to make people take the bait. And then I think what tends to happen is, in fact, I don't want to say what tends to happen because I don't know, but I do see it quite often. Because I remember there was one time, oh, who was it? It was to do with Maya Jama, and yeah, like someone was saying something, and I was completely ignoring it. It's like, the fuck, man, like, don't make sense to me. Like, if you've got a problem, because I first thought, alright, let me just click their profile and see what happens. You know what I mean? Like, they're a troll account. Clearly, there's someone behind that account that is trying to create drama. Yeah, because we can't have peace, can we? Not even if it's for 1 week. We can't have peace. But yeah, because it's like one time it was with the so-called UK influencers, and then now it's with Doja Cat. Who next? What next? Like, what next? Honestly, what the fuck next? But if you no, and even in between that, Pastor Toby and Spac Nation, like, if you got a problem, go out and do something to solve that problem. That's it. Yeah, that is it. But I nearly got off into a tangent. Let's get back on point with Doja Cat. So with her situation is similar to most people, and I have left in the comments before saying something to do with interracial relationships. If they have a kid, then most time, if they're raised in a white family, what tends to happen is they lose their identity, or they have no identity, or they don't know their identity or whatever, especially in that environment they grew up in. So in Doja Cat's situation, she was raised in the valley and her dad wasn't really much in her life, and she tried to get in contact with, or yeah, she wanted to know or get in contact with her dad when she was like 13. And what's interesting is, between the ages of when they're a baby and when they're like 9 years old, I've got this in the course to do with parenting. We'll go into that later. Like, what happens is, that's the prime ages that children develop. Yeah. So it's very key that not only should both parents, try and be in their kids' life, but teach them their true roots, teach them their heritage and their real story. I don't have to call it history. And at the end of the day, it will prepare them for adulthood. You get it? Prepare them for adulthood in certain situations. But yeah, so that's one thing, right? Because look, if she grew up in South Africa, even if her dad was not around and she was still raised with her mom, if she was raised in a township where it's predominantly white, then she's gonna pick up on that environment, especially even if her mother doesn't teach her certain situations. But if she grew up in the area that her dad was from, but her dad wasn't really around, then the likelihood is she's gonna pick up on that environment. And do you see what I mean? So I'm not saying it wouldn't matter much if it wasn't in her life, but I'm just saying there is a difference. So your environment plays a massive, massive, massive role. Like, let me give you an example. See, as we're talking about like music, or a music artist, let's look at Akala, even though he's more than a music artist. And his situation is very interesting, right? I don't know the full details, but from what I remember is his mother is a white Scottish woman, right? And his dad is a black Jamaican man. Come on. And I could say that because look at White Yardie. But yeah, look. So if you put it into his situation, right? He still went to like a black school as well. I think it was a black Saturday school, and then he also, by the age of 9, he was reading, he was reading books about Malcolm X, and his mum had I think if I remember correctly, his mum had like a library, like books. It's interesting because I'm now thinking about me growing up and my parents, or my foster mum, like she had like books, like I remember. Anyway, let's not talk about me yet. So it's like, if you look at that from that age, yeah, and then look look how his career has taken, look at his life, look at his situation. The point I'm trying to make is, his situation, including, in fact, I'm gonna mention Bob Marley, but no. Because that will make this video even longer if I mention Bob Marley and his situation. I'll just talk about this situation. So it's like, it's not like it's impossible. The point is, the solution is teaching your kids their roots, their heritage, and giving them the tools to want to learn more, so they can actually make the right decisions in life. Obviously, the decision that Doja Cat made was a very poor decision, but she didn't know that until recently. Now, this is not an excuse for her, but that's how life is sometimes. Sometimes you could be doing something, yeah, and you could think it's right. Within your hearts of hearts, you think it's right, yeah, and it feels right to you because you've been doing it so consistently for a long time, and then a situation happens and it lets you know, oh no, that's wrong. What you were doing wrong was you're doing wrong all this time. That's what it is, right? So there's something else I'm going to mention. Yeah, my situation now, right? Because even with black parents that obviously end up having black kids or whatnot, it's like, if you're not taught your true roots and all that stuff there, the likelihood is you're gonna, have, I won't say have you will have an identity crisis to an extent. But let me give you an example, right? I was in secondary school, like year 7 or year 8. I definitely remember the class. It was Mr. Lawman. I'm picturing it in my head right now. It's like it's mad. And I remember where I was sitting, and they normally do the class register like at the beginning, right? And the teacher, and I'm not gonna bait out his name, but like when he said Rafael Anoche, like I think he's the only teacher. No, I think there was only a couple of teachers that said my surname correct, because the other ones were like Mr. Anoki. Well, not Mr. Anoki, but Rafael Anoki. Like, where the fuck is the key? Anyway, so yeah, what was interesting was, someone shouted out African Boo Boo. Now, you know what's interesting? I never got offended. Like, I kid you not, I did not get offended. You know why I didn't get offended? Because that's what people do. Some people will say things to try and um, make you feel offended by it. But feeling offended by something someone says or done, especially what they say, is dumb to me. Because get the fuck out your feelings. Like, we gonna, like, seriously, it don't make sense to me. But anyway, so the reason why I never got offended, really, because what happened was, throughout my life, up until that point, even, well, let's just say to that point, and I realized this when I was reading my social care file, is that not only did my foster mom teach me more or less about my roots, but so did my biological mom, and so did my biological dad. Do you get it? So I've always had that pride. I've had that pride so much to the point, yeah, that I've created this organization. So much to the point, I've got that pride that I created this organization to help solve these problems. Because obviously this is a problem. Yeah? And it doesn't just go for just black people. It goes for white people as well. It's like, if you're not taught the true history and all that stuff there, like, or the true real story, and you're not taught about your true heritage and all that stuff there, you're gonna end up, starting to believe propaganda, and then you're gonna have this racist mindset. Like, that's how it works. That's how it works. Like, I don't think you're deep in what I'm trying to tell you right now. So this is what I'm gonna say to you. If you click the link in the description box below, you will get access to online courses such as African and Caribbean history, right? In that course right there, that's where you're going to learn every single piece of information, yeah? So it gets to the point where you are prepared for yourself, and then prepared for the next generation that you will give birth to, or that you're already raising, to ensure that they don't make, mistakes of doing certain situations where they, with the whole Doja Cat situation, let's just say that. Also, in the course to do with parenting, you get in that course there, you'll learn exactly how to be a parent. Now, I know what you're thinking, right? But the truth is, the reality is, most people are not taught how to be parents. They just wing it, and then they end up fucking up along the way. If you had, I'm sure you would agree, if you had the right knowledge, yeah, to prepare you, and I'm sure you would take upon that knowledge, so you can be prepared and feel prepared, so you don't really fuck up your kid. Because at the end of the day, in fact, who was it? I think it was Nella Rose. Yeah, it was. Make sure you subscribe to her channel and support her. Like, she said something along the lines of, you have to no, she mentioned that she is her parents' legacy. Like, she just said that she said something so fucking dope. She said, I want to remember what she said. But it was along the lines of, see, I'm paraphrasing, but it was along the lines of, she is the seed. Yeah, she's the seed that her parents planted, and all that stuff, like something like that. Which is, you know what I mean? That's some real shit. You understand? That is some real shit. That you are your children are your legacy. Period. Point blank. So at the end of the day, they're your responsibility. So you can't expect them to be similar to you or better than you if you don't give them the right training. You can't expect nobody apart from yourself, yeah, apart from you, yeah, and the person that you created your child or children with, to actually teach them. Like, big up all the other teachers in general. Like, I get it, I respect that, but other than that, you have to teach your children. Now, also, the other thing I want to mention is, there's something I was going to mention. Like, this is also another reason why Doja Cat won't get cancelled as well, is simply because no publicity is bad publicity. Big up Castello, yeah, because he even said in my video that he just found out about Doja Cat because she was trending or whatever the case is, and yeah, he checked out her music, and he mentioned that her music is not for him. Do you see what I mean? That's what happens. That's what happens. So if you really want to counsel someone, don't talk about them. Just don't talk about them. Like, just let them just, like, it's weird. It's a weird one. Just don't talk about them. Doesn't mean that other people won't talk about them, but you don't talk about them if you really want to counsel someone. Just don't talk about them. But anyway, listen, I've gone on for a bit, way too long than I should have. And yeah, so make sure you click the link in the description box below where it says become a member of the Thealkebulantrust, get access to that course to do with parenting as well as African and Caribbean history. And yeah, if you've got any questions, any topics you'd like for us to discuss, leave that in the comment section below. And remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification because you never know the video you suggest might just be next.